Good evening. I hope you're well. I'm Chrissy Regan, founder of Mindful Mums Queensland, and thank you for joining this positive Zoom boom at the new time of 8:45 p.m. Australia time. So I'm hoping that you've had or are starting your Sunday and it's been relaxing and calm and beautiful, and that the weekend has given you a lot of positivity. And I wanted to focus this evening's Zoom boom on support, because it's Supportive Sunday, and really what I was thinking a lot about today, how the ultimate form of support is non-judgment, because when we judge others, we by default are negatively supporting them, and by default attracting negative support to ourselves, because when we let go of judgment, we let go of fear. And if we judge others, we invite judgment of ourselves. And if we let go of judging others, we attract less judgment. And a lot of people live in great fear of judgment. And that's a huge shame, that we A, live in fear of judgment, and B, that we practice judgment of ourselves and others. Because really that's a huge blocker to our personal growth and our personal satisfaction and our self-love, and also our support of others. And when you live in fear of judgment, and when you fear especially those closest to you judging you the harshest, it can be a real barrier to not just your self-actualization, but your personal success in whatever form that takes for you. So personal success for me is probably very different for you, but for me that would be having a positive mindset, having good health and wellness, having a healthy family, and be able to share my work with others on a bigger scale through my writing and my training and my poetry, and indeed these Zoom booms. So, but if I live in fear of judgment, then I'm less inclined to put a message of support out there. I'm more inclined to attract judgment to myself, and therefore I feel less supported and I give less support. And I've been reflecting on that quite a lot over the last few months, because since I let go of judging myself, and since I care less about what people think of me, I've attracted a whole raft of positive people in my life who are encouraging. And they are when you let the encouragers into your life, you instantly start to really notice the judgment that comes with a lot of us throughout our day-to-day life. Being able to listen when someone's telling you something without evaluating or judging what they're telling you takes practice, and it's a real skill, and it's something that we can't take for granted, because you have to work at it. And over time, you will naturally become less and less judgmental when you practice being less judgmental. But if you really give someone your full attention, and you don't evaluate what they're telling you, and you don't judge them for their actions or indeed their thoughts or their feelings, you enable a much more deeper connection with people. And also that's the ultimate form of support. So I wanted to encourage that message today, to kind of release judgment of yourself and to release judgment of others. Therefore, you invite less judgment into your life. And it's a real skill to be mindful of when you're noticing yourself judging others, and you can pull yourself up on it, and you can say, hey, am I being fair? Am I being judgmental? Am I giving this person my full support, or am I letting my ego get in the way of this conversation, or even this relationship in some ways? And being the ultimate non-judgmental person is just to be able to be listening and accepting of what you see and what you hear, and but then to encourage people when they share with you a part of their life that they may or may not have shared before. There's many different ways that you can show support for people at the moment, and one of the things I've been doing is writing a lot of letters and sending them to different people all over the world. And when I wrote those letters, I wasn't necessarily looking for any kind of validation. I was just sending out support to different people around the world who had touched my life or shaped my life, or had been were in my thoughts at that time over the past few weeks. And I sent letters out to a number of people around the world, and I've had letters back from Canada, New Zealand, China, England, Australia, and people have been saying how much they appreciated receiving my personal letter, how much it meant to them. They were able to reflect on their life at the moment, because I shared with them some things in my life and where I'm at as a person, and how I have changed kind of things around for myself in terms of my health and well-being, but also in my attitude and my outlook, and just sharing that kind of message with others so they feel that I'm there to support them. So getting those letters back has been a real eye-opener, because the willingness of people to share their story back to me, and to tell me about their hopes and dreams and their weaknesses and their fears has just been beautiful to read. And it's a privilege, really, that those people trust me with their stories and their concerns and their worries and their fears. And we can have solidarity and support for one another, and I don't judge what they're telling me, and I know that they aren't living in judgment of me either. So that support has been really, really beneficial, because I think we get too used to looking for support via social media, through scrolling or through posting, as opposed to those more personal connections with people. And it's really only through our personal connections with people do we allow the most authentic form of support. And people are really looking for authentic forms of support at the moment, because I think it's too, a quote card here or a quote card there, or a live video here or a live video there isn't enough to resonate with people on a very a spiritual level, a deeper level. People who wanting actual human connections, they're looking for something on a much deeper level than just the odd quote card thrown around. And I recognize that in myself, I recognize that in others, and I've been very mindful of that over the last few weeks, to think about what am I doing that's actually demonstrating support, as opposed to just giving a supportive outlook or a supportive message, or to saying, oh, hey, I'm supporting you, or hey, I'm here. I want it to be authentic, as well as sincere and wholehearted and meaningful. So it's relatively easy to do that, I guess, with loved ones, our immediate loved ones. It's less harder to do that on a bigger level or a bigger scale with people. And indeed, I was talking today with a friend and a colleague about how often, those people that are out there doing the motivating and giving the big spiritual messages, or the big business messages, or they're the really popular gurus at the moment, at some point they become unattainable, because they're on a pedestal and they're not reachable, and you can't connect with them on that one-on-one level. And that makes it much harder then to kind of, for their message to resonate with people on a much more human level. So I think there's a balance to being the ultimate business guru, the ultimate motivator, the ultimate spiritual guru, is that you become less and less unattainable for everyday people. And that's where the balance lies, is to try and inspire as many people as you can, but also to remain reachable and teachable and available. So I just wanted to share those thoughts and that message with you. And now I'd like to invite you on this supportive Sunday to participate in a meditation with me. So find a comfortable place to sit, or if you're at home and you're already in your jammies, you can lie down on your bed, however you feel comfortable. I'll invite you to close your eyes and put your hands in your lap or by your side, however you feel comfortable. And let's start with a nice few deep centering breaths. Sorry, I think my tummy just gurgled then. Thank you for your presence, for being with me and sharing this meditation. Thank you for your reflection and introspection about support and judgment, how you show up for yourself and others. Let's just open the door that sits at the front of our chest, in front of our heart. Let's turn the key and unlock the door at the front of your chest cavity. And I want you to feel a beautiful orange light come flooding into your chest, entering your heart space, filling up your lungs, your chest, going right into the back of your spine, and giving you a beautiful, warm, orange, supportive hug. That's it. It's beautiful, isn't it? Just let that hug sit with you. Feel that support inside your heart. You've just received support from me and from the universe. Now you can close that door and lock it. Now I want you to imagine that your mouth is open just a little bit. And coming out of your mouth is a beautiful amber light, yellowy, orange and brown. Beautiful colors of amber. That light is streaming out through your mouth from your throat. You're projecting it out into the world. You're touching people with that. You're touching people with your warm amber glow, your supportive love, your supportive voice, your supportive thoughts. And just know that as you go about your week, you can think supportive thoughts, you can say supportive things, and you can receive support and you can feel it in your heart. You can project it out your mouth. I'd like to leave you with that thought as you rest into the remainder of your day. You can now open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today on Supportive Sunday. I hope you found that those insights on judgment, support, and the meditation valuable. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Chrissy Regan, founder of Mindful Mums. I'm also the wellness poet and author, speaker, poet, coach, project director, project manager, and mum to 2 small lioness cubs. And I'm really grateful that you joined me today. And I'm wishing you love, health, and happiness. Take care. See you soon. Bye.